back to the On the Wagon podcast, the sobriety podcast with a shot of comedy. Took last week off, wanted to get on a quick one here before Memorial Day weekend. Few tidbits, what I've been doing. We were working on some pretty cool partnership right now with a possible non-alcoholic beverage company, and once they're sending me some stuff, and then once we get with that, I'll kind of announce that on the podcast. So I'm really excited about that. Otherwise, too, I did put in a bid. There is a Wisconsin Podathon, so it's going to be 24 hours of local Wisconsin podcasters that are going to get a half hour apiece for 24 hours. They're going to go right into the next one. It's going to be broadcast on the live radio station, and it's going to be streamed on a Facebook Live. So I put in for that for the On the Wagon podcast. I'm very excited about that as well. So I'll keep you guys informed on that. Otherwise, Memorial Day weekend is here. Crazy, kind of the start of summer kickoff. I know it's been crazy with the pandemic, and we're starting to open up businesses, and people are trying to get back to some, normalcy, I guess you can say. But Memorial Day weekend's always been an interesting time for me and for drinking purposes. One of the main things with that is it falls really close to my birthday. So this year, Memorial Day usually falls on my birthday, but now my birthday falls on the 27th. So next week we'll do a birthday podcast with some of my great birthday bash stories from my drinking days. But for this week, just want to do out a quick one. My favorite Memorial Day weekend binger, I guess you could say. It was like Animal House, basically, at my parents' house. So I think this was 2011 or 2012. My mom allows us to have a party on Saturday. So what I really liked on Memorial Day weekend is Saturday was a drinking day, but Sunday was a really fun going out night because everybody didn't have to work on Monday. So that was like the kickoff of summer. So it was for sure 2 nights of drinking. I don't think we actually went out that Friday night, surprisingly, just knowing that we were going to have a big bash at my parents' house. So Saturday comes around, get my core guys over early, start drinking. We have a pool. We were playing, drinking games outside, having some music. And then more people started coming over. So then some of my sister's friends started coming over. More of my friends came over. So about by 5 o'clock, me and my core friends were pretty toasted up. I remember one of my friends fell into our brand new flower garden out front of our house. He fell into that because he actually wasn't in the neighborhood he lived. So he had to go home and change because he fell into this mud thing. But it was just an ultimate party. We ended up moving the party inside. I think it started raining, so that was like everybody was in the house drinking. Eventually, we got a couple cabs, and I think some people drove some car loads out to the bars that night. Really fun. I think even my mom went out to the bars. Just got absolutely, plastered. A bunch of people slept over at the house afterwards. So thank you, Mom. That was a great experience and time that we had. But it didn't stop there. So the next day then, we do a grill out. So one person had slept over and not returned home, stayed over, showered, wore the same clothes, and decided to just hang out and drink all day. I think we got a bottle of Captain Morgan Black. It was the darker Captain Morgan, I know. So we were drinking on that. It was a sunny day. Started the grill up. More people started coming over again. So it wasn't as big of a party, but there was people over there. So we were, day 2 of drinking. Great time. Obviously, we got drunk a lot quicker. One thing that I remember here, we were like, let's go get some cigars. Now, this was super dangerous. I can't believe that this was even happening. So we lived on a pretty main drag in the town I'm in. Meaning that it was like a main road in a neighborhood, so it cut through the neighborhood, but it could go all the way to the major highway, I guess I could say. So it was busy, but sometimes it wasn't busy. So at this time, we're like, I'll run to the gas station. Let's get some big cigars. Let's celebrate my birthday / Memorial Day weekend. Smoke some cigars late afternoon while the grill's going. We got a bunch of people sitting out on our driveway. Some people are jumping in the pool. Just a great time. The problem was, as we get in this car, I went along with this guy. He had this souped up, like, mid-90s, like, car from the freaking Fast and the Furious type thing. It was one of those type of things. And all of a sudden, we get to the, nothing's bad. We get to the gas station, which was probably about a mile and a half from our house. Pick up the cigars, pick up some chasers, great time. Well, on the way home, it's a main straight drag. Like it's a drag, but there's a lot of outlets for side streets, and so all of a sudden he hits the gas. Like we're going probably 100 miles per hour down this road at 4 in the afternoon on a Sunday, revving the engine. But I mean, I thank God we didn't get in an accident, but literally was going 100 miles per hour. So that was that. Have some food, same thing. Everybody kind of gets ready and we go out again. So now the party's not as big, but everybody's out at the bars. So this was just like a great weekend overall. Just an awesome weekend. The only problem was though is Memorial Day would be on my birthday, so I'd like to spend some time with my family, mom and dad. But I was always super hungover on my birthday. Always, always super hungover on my actual birthday, where I would just lay around and be lazy, and usually I'll get my favorite meal. I could barely eat it because I was so hungover. So like that's like the main thing that I've been looking forward to this year is we'll be 7 months sober here in less than 10 days. Having that just having a good meal, a good relaxing day, spending some time with the family. For my birthday, because now I'm turning 33. It's like, okay, of course I'd like to hang out with my buddies and go sit at a bar, but at some point it's just like, okay, what is the real meaning of your birthday at this point? Like the fun birthdays are all gone. 18's over or 16's over. That's get your license. 18 is like you can get lottery tickets. You can you're considered a real adult. And here in Wisconsin, the big thing was like, oh, you get to go to the strip club. You're 18. So that was like the big turning point. And then of course 3 years later, 21, you get full access to just about everything, including alcohol, and heading to the bars and clubs and things like that. So, that was always a big deal. But 33, I'm really looking forward to it, and then starting the recycling the year backs from year 30, year 33 of my life. Our business is really taken off, and it's been incredible. 7 months here of sobriety. A lot of good things happened, and better things are on the way too. I'm not going to say it's been easy because it hasn't. There's always those cravings. There's always those social situations. There's also always that feeling in your head like, oh, maybe I can have one or two, and it's just like, better not. So I've been really good about that. Things have been getting a little easier, but it's never going to be completely out of the picture. The state we live in, there's alcohol everywhere now. With everything opening back up, the bars are back open. So I think this weekend's going to be a real party aspect. With people on vacation. Heading up to their vacation homes for the first time for the year. People coming up from Illinois, to their summer home. So it's going to be an interesting time for this country. And I know I kind of changed gears here, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. Hopefully the numbers stay down and people can continue to go out and enjoy normalcy to life and get back to work and have a great summer, because where we are, we only get about 3-4 months of good summer weather. So looking forward to the summer. But that was my Memorial Day story. Nothing terrible, but just crazy. There was probably so many things at that party that I remember. I know I got slapped at one point because I was being obnoxious by one of my sister's friends. It was just like it was just an all-day drink thing. But it was just the laughs that we have had from that. I think we even started the lawnmower up and just funny stuff at that point. But excuse me, I have this new coffee today. I actually got back our business brand coffee, which has just been excellent. Haven't had it in a few weeks, so that's what I'm rolling on right now. But yeah, if you check out our social media, especially my Instagram, you'll see some of the things I've been reposting about this new drink company that just launched. Got in contact with them. Really on the early stages. They have one flavor right now. It's called Mood Ring. So this is what I was talking about earlier. They're sending me some stuff, and I'm gonna try it out and see what it is. But it's a non-alcoholic drink that's supposed to give you, it's got certain kind of vitamins or supplements in it, or some kind of something that gives you that buzz feeling that kind of alcohol does, but it's non-alcoholic. So this could be a complete game changer for people like me who are in recovery, or people that want to have a different option than going out to the bars and drinking something, because that's another thing too. It's like that was one thing that I've always thought about. It's like, gosh, I want to support these local bars, But how do you do that without buying alcohol, especially if they don't have food? And I have a lot of good business owner friends that or people that I've worked with and played basketball with that are business owner or bar owners that they don't serve a full menu of food. So it's going to be interesting that way. But I want to figure out a way that we could support them too. So maybe we can get those things into the bars a little bit if they're really looking forward to trying them. So Mood Ring. So check that out. I'm sure you guys have seen me post some things about that. But otherwise, that's all I got for today. A short podcast, Memorial Day weekend. The biggest things you can remember from that party was the friend falling in the flower bed, the going 100 miles per hour down a city street neighborhood, which is extremely dangerous, and two ultimate bar nights, staying out till close, and then having basically a hotel at the house afterwards for a few days. So, great time. Obviously the hangover sucked, but next week we'll get into some other birthday stories that I had, and also I really want to dive into this like ultimate hangover podcast. So trying to go back all the, I know I'm trying to write down like some of the worst, incredibly worst hangovers I've ever had in my life. Going to try to write those down, but I almost kind of want to save that for if I get on this podcast-a-thon, because I think we can all agree at some point, if you've drank alcohol before, that you've had a massive hangover, and you can all relate, and we can all relate to that. So hopefully if I hear from that, if I get accepted to that, we'll save that one for that podcast. Otherwise, we'll record that podcast and launch it. But I want to wish everybody a happy Memorial Day weekend, and if you can get out to, I know there's not going to be any big pride group gatherings, but for the people that died for this country, if you can get out to, put a flag in your yard, or really be have some pride and for our country and the freedom that these people gave their lives for. Anything you can do for this weekend. So that's going to be the podcast for today. Again, have a great Memorial Day weekend, and we will talk to you guys next week.